Hello, John.
What's up, Alex?
Do you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
I don't know, like Foghorn Leghorn or whatever the fuck Benoit Blanc was trying to be. I say, son. There's something wrong about this here crime scene. I'm a Southern lawyer, I think.
I'm fine with it. I've accepted it.
Yeah, we're doing Knives Out 3, Dead Men Tell No Tales. What's it?
Wake Up, Dead Man.
Wake Up, Dead Men. Cool, you stupid.
Kitchen great Scott. Here's someone new on the block. No bad a spider could compare to this top-notch hero. He's everyday people, defending all good, destroying all evil, putting in work on the bad guys and doing pretty good. So it's wise to recognize.
Recognize what?
That is number one and take second and none. If you don't know, here he comes.
Love his accent deeply.
Yeah.
But if I think about it, with like if I break and think, it's like, oh no, this is actively stupid. But like I love it for these movies.
Well, it's impressive that like this is such a change from the other two movies in to me a positive direction. But it asks you to take stuff so much more seriously that when he pipes up with his Foghorn Leghorn stuff, you're like, well, no, I've accepted it. Like I can't,
yeah.
Like I can't change course now. It'd be weird if he did.
I like the tone this movie did.
Mm-hmm.
Not to like give anything out of order too much, but like I was really hesitant going into it because Rian Johnson's all over the place, and after the Star Wars stuff, and I like the first two overall, but it's not something I'm banging on the door to watch again. I really remember that much.
I hate Glass Onion. Oh man, I hate that movie.
This was very pleasant. I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
you're doing it, buddy.
Yeah, well, because he's less interested in showing us how clever he is and just letting the work speak for itself. You know what I mean? Instead of like putting in there like all his online grievances and just, oh, aren't I so smart for doing this? And I don't know, I think this one, for what this story is too, it's important because it asks, the main message is asking people to recognize each other as humans. And so instead of just like being like, aren't billionaires the worst? Not some billionaires. Like the millionaires are all right, but the billionaires, this one, he's bad. This was a lot more like grounded in being actual human beings. And then the whole construction of the crime to me seemed less like, look at what I did, versus it's about the people involved rather than just the like, isn't this clever how I put this all together?
The aspect of that I liked is how they called it out. Like he basically said, yeah, these are the 5 books I'm basing this off of.
Uh-huh.
He just says like, yeah, I read these and I wanted to do a fun version of it. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like, that's
fine.
Cool. Like,
yeah.
Hey, you know what I want? I want like a silly Poirot type guy to solve a mystery. And you gave me like a silly guy with a weird accent solving a mystery.
Right.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. But I think this one also sort of transcends that a bit, or not transcends, but like there's more just a take on that kind of thing.
I mean, it's certainly, but I like that he's honest about what he's doing. It's not. I think some of his other stuff, there's like an air of pretension or an air of like, I don't know, like he's trying to do something other than just make an entertaining movie. And this one felt like he's making it entertaining, and it felt like the most well directed, especially like the acting performances he got. Because there are 3 people in this movie that I don't particularly enjoy that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Mila Kunis, who didn't have much to do, but I was like, oh, I find myself liking you. Josh Brolin, who I'm very on the fence about. Like I can live, I can go without seeing him. And fucking Jeremy Renner, who I'm actively against.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a kind of a shit actor, but I was like, oh, I'm kind of into him here. Like this, like I kind of like how shitty he looks. Not like trying to dump on him, but like
I don't know if that's the result of the ice, the snowplow accident, or if that's just him in general.
Well, he had his own app that was like just.
Oh,
I'm
well familiar with the Renner app.
Yeah, so just like this, I don't know, just allowing him to kind of look like shit, kind of humanized him a little bit. I mean, he doesn't look like shit. He looks like shit for a Hollywood fucking
right,
A- lister. But I thought the performance was good, which is weird because I'm like kind of torn here because I'm like, wait, I don't like these people. I don't like their acting, but like, you're kind of doing it? All right.
See, that's actually, I think, one of the weakest parts of this is that I feel like a lot of the side characters are just kind of tossed off more so than they were in, at least in Knives Out. But to some extent in Glass Onion, where it's like, you have these amazing actors, like I think Kerry Washington's great, but They didn't really do much with that character. I don't really like Mila Kunis. This did not change me in that direction. Andrew Scott, I felt like it kind of was a waste. I like Andrew Scott, but like that character just seemed like, yeah, this is a concept. Moving on.
So Andrew Scott, I agree with you. Let me backtrack a little bit. I don't think the characters are particularly well done. I just thought he got some good performances for what they are.
Sure, fair enough.
I mean, for most of them, because I think this really this movie hangs on the performance of Josh O'Connor as Frater Judd.
Yes.
And I don't think he was bad, but I certainly don't think it was a particularly strong performance.
Oh, see, I loved him. I thought he was the glue that held this movie together, to trot out a tired phrase.
I don't entirely disagree with you. It just, there was a couple spots where I just felt like he wasn't quite, like, the way that he was not emoting didn't feel like he's like, you know, a guilty Catholic holding his emotions back. It just seemed like he kind of forgets to emote here and there. Like, that forgets. It's not bad. I'm kind of dunking on it a little bit more. I just think it's overall, I like the performances in this, and they got the tone, and I think he's just like a little, it's not like sore thumb. It's just, I'm imagining someone slightly better in the role, and it's like, oh, that'd be, I'd watch that. And his fucking neck tattoo was really bothering me, but that has nothing to do with it. I just kept looking at it like, I can't fucking cover that shit up. Even if, I don't know if that was put on for the movie. Bad move then. Cover that up.
Well, he's got a dark past. The only character that I like legitimate was like, this guy sucks, like acting wise. The Republican guy, Daryl McCormick as Cy Draven. Just because I thought that character was kind of the more classic Knives Out character, where it's just like, yeah, I'm just a two-dimensional stereotype. That's it for me. I'm an evil Republican, and I'm as cynical. I think everyone is as cynical and shitty as I am. And, you know, while you can look at the world around you today and go like, yeah, that's the case. I think for the tone of this movie, I think that was a bad move.
I don't think he particularly works, but although he is like kind of one of the main drivers, etc. He's more of a driver of plot than an actual character. So I'm like,
I think that's really what it is. Really, yeah. Is that like if they had made him somewhat of a human being and not just that, I would have liked that a little bit more.
Yeah, and the other kind of character point is, it is a little Republican-y, and I get that you know, Republicans are the bad guys. You know, I'm not trying to like, but like, Hot Priest is like, you know, calling people libtards and whatever. Daryl McCormick is, you know, super hardcore Republican. Mm-hmm. It just kind of, and then, you know, Brolin's obviously a Republican in this. Like, it just a little like, I get what they're doing, but the fact that they like referenced it so many times just felt a little like, I don't know, preachy maybe from Rian Johnson.
Well,
and it's like,
that's Rian Johnson, but I think I feel like that the way that Father, what's his butt? I keep wanting to call him Leonidas, but that's not the case at all. What is it?
Josh Brolin or the other one?
Josh Brolin.
That's Monsignor. Put some fucking respect on his name. Wicks.
But Wicks, right? Duh. There's a big sign of it or whatever. I think it's just because he's got the big hair. He's at least something bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like, he's not just like for political ends. He's just a demagogue, and that's this whole thing. Whereas the other guy just is like, huh? Politics, am I right, folks? It just, again, like, you know, the era that we live in is not one that you can really address with a scalpel, I feel like. But at the same time, it did just, I don't, it just felt a little out of sorts with the rest of the plot. I guess with the rest of the story is like, hey, everyone, we need to love one another, but not that guy. Fuck him. Which, yes, I agree, but I just, it to me hit more of an off note. But again, like, that was just some of that's the performances. Like, I can't look at, maybe it's me personally, whatever. I can't look at Mila Kunis without being like, boy, you defended a rapist a lot, huh?
I don't know that.
Yeah. Hyde from That 70s Show.
Oh, did she defend him?
She and Ashton Kutcher were big defenders of that guy.
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, separate the art from the artist, however you want to do that, you know, because there's certainly like awful fucking people whose work I enjoy. But I have also just never found her that compelling of an actress. So
No, she's not, and I just thought she did a serviceable job for
she was there.
how limited she is.
Yeah, but I also don't like why is she in this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point,
you know,
yeah.
like kind of same thing with Kerry Washington, where it's like there's a couple of moments where you give Kerry Washington something to do, but it's like this could have just been anybody. But you know, fine, whatever. Everyone, you know, they all appointed themselves well, I guess. But I liked how pathetic Jeremy Renner was. Back to your
that was
main
good.
point.
And a great Jeffrey Wright being in here a couple times. I'm glad that like the Wes Andersons and the Rian Johnsons of the world have realized what Jeffrey Wright is and just include him in things. Cause like he's so great as a 3-scene guy. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to hear more of him, especially that voice. That man's buttery smooth, but I like him being like, I'm in for 3 scenes. I'm doing something weird. I like it. Yeah.
No, I'm at the point right now. I think cause I honestly watched the Phoenician Scheme probably like 3 times. And so like now in my head, he's that guy. I just want him to be this fast talking guy. Yes. You know, that kind of, deliver that kind of patter. And so when he's not doing it, I'm like, what the hell, Jeffrey Wright?
Yeah. He's good in everything he's in. And, I just rewatched the Hunger Games recently. Okay, but by that I mean the Hunger Games was on my TV while I was playing Slay the Spire on my Switch.
Sure.
But he shows up in the later movies. I'm like, damn, you're good in this. Like, and you didn't have to be. Like, you could have just showed up and said your lines, but like he actually put a little spin on it.
Yeah. I'm over my Westworld bias with him. So that's just probably good because that show's like 20 years old at this point.
And I know we're disagreeing with it, but I still stand by that first season's good.
Yeah.
And it didn't go anywhere, and I'm not telling anybody needs to watch it. I like that first season.
But really, the big bummer for me, though, really was Andrew Scott. Just because I thought him kind of being an almost Orson Scott Card, you know, sci-fi writer turned
that's what you're referencing. I knew that was a reference to something.
I'm assuming that's the only one I know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's other ones.
No, but that slots. I had that thought of like, I should figure out who this is referencing, but that's a really good.
Because I think Orson Scott Card is more of like a Mormon guy, but just that.
No, but he had he had a big anti-gay thing for a while.
Yeah.
Was the big uproar.
There was a place that, or I'm sorry, it was for the Xbox. I'm sure it's on multiple platforms, called like The Shadow Conspiracy, and it was like a Metroidvania kind of game, and it was one of the earlier ones that was like a 2.5D. You know, it's like you're side scrolling, but it's kind of 3D. And he wrote it. I think it was him that wrote it. And the plot is like the evil liberal organization that's like Cobra, you know, from G.I. Joe, really? Like takes over, and you're a special agent that goes in there, and it's just like, well, you know what, like you guys will use the correct pronouns, and we're gonna drive our tanks through your city or whatever the fuck. It was real stupid.
There's this YouTube lady that I watch, Amy Nicholson. No, something Nicholson.
Jack.
Amy Nicholson is the one from podcasts. Anyway, she does these things every now and again called like I found the worst book ever made, and she found this one that like, did you watch The Good Place?
No, still haven't.
Okay. Anyway, audience at home, you'll know the book I'm referencing. Don't need to go into it, but like she found this book of like this guy that's like, he's like an ex-Navy SEAL that goes to a liberal college, and he just sits there and like every other scene is him like talking down to it. He like kicks everybody's ass and then like shows him like, I don't have to use your pronouns, and like because he's so strong and cool, he like shows them the way. And she reads clips from it, and it's fucking amazing.
Oh, that's like the book Ben Shapiro wrote. I think before he was like really Ben Shapiro, he wrote a book really? About like a Jack Reacher kind of guy, a bear of a man. I just remember he used that word a lot. But I love that kind of shit is so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we're still on the topic generally of acting.
Yeah.
And this will certainly come up in the plot. I am very happy at the amount of praise I'm seeing Bridget Everett get for her small scene as the person he calls about renting the construction equipment.
Yeah, she is good.
She's amazing, and I've talked about it on the show before. I've recommended it on the show before, but like that whole scene, the turn that scene makes is the entirety of her show, Somebody Somewhere. Or is it Somebody Someplace? Somebody Somewhere. So good. I cannot recommend that show enough. I love it. It's very, very funny, but then also like just emotionally devastating. And she's great in it. And so I'm so glad that was such a perfect casting for that role, I thought.
And one of the better sequences in this movie, like really had like actual heart and like some emotionality, and showed a depth to Benoit. Is that even his name?
Yeah, Benoit Blanc.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Father Judd was on the phone with her, but I don't know which one.
No. But I mean, like when they keep cutting to Benoit and he's like annoyed.
Oh yeah.
But then you kind of see him kind of break a little bit, and he's like, you almost see like a respect of like, oh, you're like a good man. Like I think he kind of like internalizes it, and Daniel Craig shows a lot of internality. Internality?
Yeah,
sure. I felt like I was missing a syllable there was the problem on his face. It's just good, quiet acting, which on this show we don't run into all that often.
Well, and I think that's something that Rian Johnson allows Benoit Blanc to do a bit more this time, is because he's kind of dealing with a little bit more serious topics, or at least approaching these topics a little bit more seriously. That like when Benoit Blanc first shows up to the parish where this is happening, and he gives the whole thing about like how much I fucking hate religion and you idiots and all this stuff. It feels a little, although it comes from a different place, arguably, it feels a little new atheist, to the early 2010s, whatever. Like, man, isn't religion bullshit? That was like, oh, are we just doing this now? This kind of, I'm basically repeating myself, that kind of new atheist like bullshit. But then the journey that Blanc is able to take through that and see like the failings in himself, that he's not just like there to be like, I'm smarter than everyone and here's how it's going to work out. That it gives him more dimensions. And I think by the third movie, he should probably have that a little bit.
Exactly. And I think they show it well, and they show it in a, dare I say, subtle way, which is, again, John Alexx Tate stuff. A lot of the movies we watch don't deal in subtlety.
But like for a moment that is greeted by sunlight going through a church window, it's still subtle. I think it still works.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice though, because sunrise, but it's him faking revelation, which is kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
And showing the depth of his character, that is like, oh, I'll take the bullet for this. Like, I don't want to fuck these people's faith up. Like, I get it. And the fact that like they referenced that his mom, who he had a rough relationship with, was religious, and I think he was kind of like overlaying his mother to the situation. And like, there's just I don't like Rian Johnson because he gives me these moments, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's gonna come out with a classic. Like maybe Rian Johnson's got one in him. And he doesn't. But I'm watching this, like, damn, I can't wait for his next movie. His next movie is going to be the exact same thing.
Right. But it gives you hope that like, okay, you're on a journey maybe. Like, okay, let's see what you got next. Because after Glass Onion, I was like, I'm fucking done. I don't care. Like, just screw this guy, whatever. And so we did this for the show. And honestly, I'm not 180 on the whole thing, but I'm less bearish. I don't know stock market terms. But
bear is bad. Bull is when you think the market's going to do well.
Okay, yeah. So I'm less bearish on him than there is now a non-zero chance I will see his next movie.
Yeah,
not just for the show.
It made me curious to watch the one with Natasha Lyonne,
Poker Face,
where she's like because if he's doing well in this, and I like Natasha Lyonne, other than I just can't pay attention to anything she says off movies.
Separating the art from the artist, as we.
Yeah. She seems to be both dumb and believes in stupid things.
Yeah, an actor.
Like two separate things. But I was like, this actually made me go, oh, maybe those are good. But okay, so acting wise, I forgot to bring up Glenn Close.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how to like word it specifically, but like, she's very older Carrie Fisher in this. She has that kind of later Carrie Fisher performances, even like some of her like tonality, so much to the point I'm like, they could have just slotted her in after she died to have her finish up the Last Jedi or whatever the fuck that one.
Yeah,
Rise of
it would have been less embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they look alike, but like their voices kind of got closer to each other, and she's got like this, just her delivery's got like this, I don't know, I guess maybe you have to be like 60 something and been in the business that long that you just have like I believe you're doing good acting, but somewhere deep below that, you're like, I'm so fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that comparison necessarily, but I was happy to see Glenn Close. I like Glenn Close.
I've been in a very Star Wars place recently, so Leia's been forefront on my mind.
Just watching a lot of them? Or?
No, I've just been getting into like YouTube essays on things, and I found this one guy who is, I'm going to say 24. I can't tell age, but he seems to be early 20s. and he had only seen A New Hope before. And he said his entire video essay is, I'm going to watch Star Wars and figure out if they're any good. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting to me. One, the age gap. And then two, like, watching Star Wars for the first time in 2025 is interesting to me. And it was really interesting because the things he knows from GIFs and memes is really interesting. It's like, oh my God, like, you know these, like, the outline of some of this stuff, but you don't know what it is until you watch it. And it's,
right.
I found it really interesting. So I just like, I've been on this like weird video essay. So I watched his whole thing, and then I found these other people like arguing that Star Wars was always terrible. And then there's this whole resurgence. I'm sure you know that the prequels are actually great art and really fun. And so I've just been kind of like immersed in this because it's my life is empty, and I need ways to kill time until my heart stops. Is what I'm trying to get. Yeah, until I go back to work the next day and repeat until I can no longer do it, and then I'm thrown into the Soylent bucket.
So is he watching them in like release order?
This was fun. He had a whole argument in his group of friends about what order to watch them in, and some were saying no, you should do it chronological order, and of course it's a young person. Chronological order, not by release date, by movie.
By movie.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
order.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And then somebody else was trying to do a lot of the argument. He ended up doing it in release order, but the other person had which I think is the best way to watch them. If you want to watch the prequels, is you watch 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, then 6.
Yeah.
Because you get the big reveal, then it's almost like a flashback 1, 2, 3, and then you get the thing. But anyway, it was fun to watch. But at the end, they were arguing whether he should watch like the standalone movies. So he hated Solo. I forget what he thought about the other ones, but at the end, they're like, "Oh, that's it. It's the end of this." Wait, what? What do you mean? There's another thing? What are you talking about? There's another thing. Boom. He watched the entire Star Wars holiday special and had known nothing about it.
Wow.
Which was a beautiful reaction of just like, what the fuck is happening right now? It was really fun. Because he didn't know who Art Carney was or who the fuck. Like, none of the references were like made any fucking sense at all. And then piled on, it's raging shit.
Yeah.
Like, to the point he called him Bruce Valank.
That's awesome.
Which is so fun because for our age, Bruce Valank is like this institution of our youth, and he's like, I've never heard of this
Bruce
fucking asshole.
I like that, but I also like, I've never seen the holiday special all the way through. I've seen like part of it with riff tracks, and that was intolerable.
It's rough to sit there. Hard recommend it, not recommend it.
Yeah, I think I passed my window for enjoying that. I have different other crap to watch.
Yeah, even when you're in your watching bad movies phase, it's so bad. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just brutal, and everything takes too long. Okay, so the other thing that this reminded me of, and in like a positive comparison, every time any of the priests started talking, I kept thinking about that guy that you hate, that show that there was like a genie in a church. And everybody just gives speeches instead of like acting.
Oh, Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. Yeah. It's Mike something. What's his
name?
Mike Flanagan. Yeah.
He's not a genie, he's a vampire.
No, he was like a djinn at the end.
No, he's a vampire.
Oh, I thought it was like, because he said it was like a Middle Eastern kind of demon thing. I thought it was like a genie.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, the whole thing's they're vampires. The sun like kills them and stuff.
Oh, I thought it doesn't, I don't agree with you that much with that show, but I certainly didn't like it enough to like, I'm going to sit with this. And like, I watched it, I'm like, that was fun. But every time like one of the priests were like gonna talk about something, I was just like getting these like Mike Flanagan flashbacks. We're like, oh no, you just like, you spoke to each other like you're having a conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
weird.
Look at that.
Weird. No, I thought that was great. And there's certain elements of this movie too, I should say, that I can't, and maybe stuff will come up as we talk about it more, but like one of my big complaints with Glass Onion was the idea that the mystery itself was very irritating, and that a lot of the stuff was, a lot of reveals were like, well, I just didn't tell you anything. And then later I gave you the information, and that's supposed to be like a mystery. If that was the case here, I didn't care or mind, because I was too caught up in what people, what the characters were doing. I get, nothing springs to mind about that was happening. The only reason I bring that up is because there are certain things where I'm like, well, yeah, I called that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they're like, well, okay, yeah, so you knew that one part of it, but that doesn't tell you the whole story at all, which I think also ties into this whole movie, not just like in a sense of solving the mystery, like Benoit Blanc, where it's like, well, you have these two pieces, how do they go together? But just in that sort of nature of the view of faith and whatever as well. It's just that sometimes you have to, you might know certain elements of it, but what does that mean for the big picture?
I think they did a good job that it opens with Father Judd writing the letter.
Mm-hmm.
So like this one is very much more almost through the eyes of Father Judd.
Yes.
And I know the other ones kind of did that, but like I just feel like the information we didn't know is a little bit, it's more allowable in this because it's a little bit through his eyes, or a lot of it through his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some scenes where he's not in it, but for the most part, it's like his vantage point. So I feel like the other ones were a little bit more, you know, pure omniscient narrator kind of perspective, that when they didn't tell stuff, they're like, dude, fuck you. You're supposed to tell me that.
Right. Like you're following this guy to the point that, because I mean, much like the original Knives Out, like Benoit Blanc is kind of to the side. You're really following this guy the same way you were following Ana de Armas in the first one. But then that became so much less of like solving the mystery and more like her getting out of a jam. Whereas this is so much more of a whodunit. Yeah.
The whodunit of this is really fun because it does that thing, and Agatha Christie gets it a lot. Not so much Sherlock Holmes, but like, where as you're reading it, you like keep, or in this case watching it, you're like, oh, it's got to be them. No, it's got to be them. No, now that I know this information, it's got to be them. And like, it's all of your like, your opinions are all valid, but it's like, this movie kept making me like jump back and forth. And when I saw Glenn Close, I'm like, oh, it's got to be her. But, you know, hey, spoiler alert, whatever. You're listening to the show, you know we spoil. When it turns out she actually did it, it's like, oh, I feel like I didn't guess right. Because I just guessed because she looks stern.
Right.
And it's like, but her motivation was like 100% not what I was coming from.
Yeah. Well, for me, since we're entering spoiler territory, as soon as I saw that Thomas Hayden Church had the same hair as Josh Brolin, I'm like, well, yeah, it's a body double. Like, I was like, that's going to come into play. But again, like, it didn't matter that I got, like, who cares? That didn't, because that didn't solve anything. It was just like, yeah, okay, so I was right about that, but it didn't solve the.
There's also a pretty. There's a Agatha Christie book that they have in their book club called The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, which takes place. One of the major components of it is a body swap.
Oh, funny.
So, like, lightly spoiled. Thankfully, I didn't remember that until reading a trivia thing and went, oh, fuck, I remember that one. Because I read all of Agatha Christie.
Not reading books pays off again.
I read a lot of Agatha Christie. She wrote way a lot. But
yeah, I do. Like, there's a part of me that I saw this movie called Murder by Death a while ago. It's written by Neil Simon. And it's the gimmick is that it's basically 5 literary detectives. So they're not specifically like Poirot, but it's a guy who's basically supposed to be Poirot, or like a guy supposed to be the Thin Man and whatever. And the reveal is that the villain like basically calls them out on all the shoddy writing that their characters do in their books, where it's like, you know, these last minute reveals, the like not revealing, withholding information versus actually solving a mystery. And so I think about that a lot when watching these, because it kind of it's like lays bare the whole genre. But I was able to get over that a bit here, but that's still in the back of my mind for a lot of mysteries.
Oh no, totally. If you ever read any of the Sherlock Holmes stuff, which I've read all of them, most of them are unsolvable. Like, it's just like there's not enough information until the end. You're like, well, haha, the dirt on the and you're like, it's fun because the characters are fun, but like it isn't one of those. Oh, I'm going to try to solve. It's not fun because you can solve it before the revelation. Like, but people keep thinking it is. Agatha Christie is slightly better about that, but she also tends to fall towards the, well, yeah, but what you didn't know. And it's like, yeah, but that's not.
How would anyone know that? Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, broad strokes is that basically there's this parish in upstate New York. It's a small Catholic parish headed up by this beyond fire and brimstone priest who refers to himself as Monsignor Jefferson Wicks, who comes from a long line of Wicks. Well, I don't know, long line. His dad was at least a big preacher there.
And his grandpa, who
And
there is a reference that he may be a product of incest, as his dad is his grandpa.
oh, that's fun.
It was in the
Yeah,
trivia.
they kind of
true that is.
they kind of allude to like his bad past. They don't really go that much into it, which I honestly don't mind. I mean, when some of the reveals happen about like parentage and stuff like that, it's like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, that's enough I need, or that's enough to satiate my curiosity with this. But anyway, like to the point that like his flock has dwindled to like these diehard people inside, which are your main cast of characters for this, and a newer priest played by Josh O'Connor, who I've never seen anything before. This is my first time seeing him in anything. So
I've seen him in one scene from that one where he plays Prince Charles. There was like a mini series about Diana.
The Crown.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a mini series, but I saw there's a whole scene with him interacting with Diana, and I don't remember, it was on TikTok or whatever. Some short form video service. His
name came up in a like Movie Grid IO or something I was playing, and I was like, I have no idea who that is. So he's in Challengers. I learned that, but he plays a Father Judd, new priest coming to this parish, and they don't get along because this is Jefferson Wick's show. This is his domain. And is not interested in...
Yeah, it's a bit of an egotist.
Yeah, to the point where like Father Judd tries to have a Bible study group, and everyone in the group is like, well, how come Monsignor Wicks doesn't know? What's going on here? This feels like a betrayal. And yeah, so they're a super tight-knit group. And during a Sunday sermon, after a particularly like fiery sermon, Monsignor Wicks goes over to this little closet to kind of collect himself, and dies, gets seemingly stabbed in the back, and it's
with a devil hilted dagger of some variety.
Yeah, and so it's like there's no way in or out of that closet. It was kind of like it almost in view of everybody. How the hell did this happen? Well, fortunately, Benoit Blanc is on the scene, and he comes to help try to solve this mystery.
On the Benoit Blanc showing up and talking to Father Judd. Father Judd's last name is Duplantissi.
Sure it is.
But duplicity is like the reference one would assume.
But
he's not duplicitous, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a weird naming.
He's Duplantis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is like when you give Mark Duplass presents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you have a lot of Mark Duplass, you have Duplantins. A Duplantins of Duplass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that last name just really stuck out to me, and I've been trying to figure it out.
It could be a red herring,
Yeah, I mean, that does kind of happen. But anyway, yeah. So our boy,
like the fact that
Benoit Blanc,
like the fact that the killer's last name is didn't kill. You'd think that, like, oh, they didn't do it. But then... You
know how bad my feelings on Brian Johnson are? I just really quickly scanned the cast just to make sure. I knew it wasn't didn't kill, but, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a last name that was, like if you said it real fast and slurred, it was didn't kill.
My name is Terrence Innocent. It couldn't possibly be me.
Yeah, like Dinal Ka. You're like, oh, but if you look at it, you're like,
oh yeah, Dinal Ka. Was he a Klingon?
No, like Egyptian.
That'd be pretty great though if inexplicably one of them was a Klingon and it was just never
Josh Brolin ends his speech and goes, Kapla!
You are without honor, Father Judd.
Yeah, you do not know the Bible until you hear it in its original Klingon. So anyway, yeah. So Worf has his back broken, and he's begging his brother. Oh, sorry, wait, wrong thing.
But yeah, the cops led by Mila Kunis are all trying to solve the case as well. And so look, what I like is that so they kind of work in tandem for a while, but also that Benoit is kind of against them. Like Benoit is not, Blanc is not necessarily interested in just I'm just here to solve this puzzle and move on. It seems like he actually cares about the not just like the innocence, but like that justice is actually done for these people. And that's not necessarily just throwing a guy in jail.
Well, his when he shows up and he walks into the church, Father Judd and him have a conversation before he reveals himself to be a detective. And I think them kind of getting along and having like something of a heartfelt back and forth, I think revealed to Blanc quickly that it's like, obviously this guy isn't the killer. I think from that point on, he's like low key in this guy's corner.
Yeah.
Like on a like, yeah, I'm with the police, but also like, I don't want, I know what happens with police sometimes. I don't want this guy going to jail for nothing.
Well, and that seems to be like his MO in these movies is like, hey, who seems really vulnerable? I'm gonna buddy up with them because I think maybe they know what's going on. Like, and whether it's someone that throws up because they can't tell a lie, or whatever. What's her face was in the other one that sort of this put upon. I don't want to say victim because they weren't the ones murdered, but he's the downtrodden. He seems to identify them pretty easily.
Let's not spend too much time on this, but like real quick. What the fuck happened in Glass Onion? I know they're on an island.
They're on an island. They're all old friends, and Edward Norton invites them all to this island because they all hang out.
Norton.
Yeah, and one of them brings Benoit Blanc because they all are mad at her, and it turns out it's her twin sister that we learn that
Ew, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Because isn't it like one of the like the people that works on the island is like suspect, right? Or is that the first one?
The first one is where it's like the nurse, the mystery writer's nurse is the.
Okay, so there wasn't like a housemaid or something in the second one that like.
Not to the extent that there was in the first one. I mean, there were a lot of.
I've combined them. I don't. They had no significance. I remember. Captain America wore a really good sweater, which I feel like is the one takeaway we really need.
Which I learned a very interesting thing about that on the other podcast. We talked to this woman, Jolene Richardson, who's does costume design, stuff like that. It was like he's wearing this very comforting sweater, and it's made of wool, and he's literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it's little.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, little just like the way the costuming can tie into the narrative.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it's neat to think about that kind of stuff. I didn't do that in this at all. I was too busy looking at
is
Josh
he on the
hair.
timeline like where Doctor Doom is, or like is he on the other timeline where he lives with Peggy?
The Peggy one, where he's Hank Hill.
Yeah. By your luck, I take it you're not as involved in the doomsday rumor mongering that's going around right now.
Surprisingly, no, I don't know anything. And
there's been a debated authenticity leak about doomsday, and I won't go into it. It doesn't matter, but
that's for Benoit Blanc to solve.
Oh boy, I wish I could stop caring, and I did. But then, like when Robert Downey Jr. was announced, you're like, crap, I actually care a little bit.
Well, you're certainly curious about what's he gonna do,
Yeah, I think I'll probably watch the first one and be like, yeah, that was dumb, and then like once it gets shut up, Alex. So he rolls in. Benoit Blanc is like, all right, let's do this thing. We're gonna solve it. But he's like, wait, this is impossible. This is like the thing I've always wanted, an actual closed room, closed door mystery where this guy's in his priest hut. He's in his little closet. He's in his I was trying to remember the name of that thing when Catholicism was illegal. I think it's called the priest's hole. There's a thing in England when Catholicism was illegal. Like rich people would like basically hide under the steps, the priests, and they have these little hidey holes.
Yeah, it was called the priest hole.
But the problem was the term priest hole sounds way too much like something Alexx would say.
And
I'm like, that can't be the real term. Yeah.
Look what we've done to the...
the priest cloaca. Yeah, go on, Alex.
They preach and poop out of the same hole.
So yeah, he's dead, and it's impossible. And one of the things that I like about this movie that made me really endear myself to the two main characters is them kind of positing the remote control robot throwing and knife throwing thing.
Yes.
And I just like that they keep calling it like a knife robot. Like there's something very charming about that on a, like, I think this movie announced its tone very well to us.
Well, it's the same way that I don't remember what it's called now, but in Across the Spider-Verse, no, the first Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse movie, where like the old divorced Spider-Man, they call it whatever the doohickey is they need to, the MacGuffin. I feel like they have a special name for it in that movie. And it kind of just lets you know that the tone of the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, cause even Aunt May refers to it as that. It's like the item that they're looking for, that there's always one of these.
Shit, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been too long, but so forget that point. But the thing that complicates this whole matter is that Wix's father apparently had a whole bunch of money. There's a Wix family fortune at stake in all of this. And it traces back to some story about I forget what the harlot. I forget there's a longer name for it, but
yeah, the like the Scarlet Whore or something. What was she called?
I don't know. It's almost like we should have watched this movie. But
no, I definitely did. I watched it like recently. The fuck was she called?
The Harlot Whore.
Oh, yeah. No, here's the problem. That's dumb. Is why I couldn't think of it. Those aren't words that like those. That's the harlot whore. No, that's the same thing.
Right.
I mean, it's not the same thing, but like it should be the Scarlet Whore or like the.
Well, that makes her sound like a supervillain or something. Like you've been fucked by the Scarlet Whore.
So Wanda Maximoff, she had her soul sucked out, and she became the Scarlet Whore.
Follow you on X. But there's a whole thing where like she went off almost like the prodigal son, went and did a bunch of bad stuff and came back and was clearly just there waiting for her father to die so he could get all the money. And he did, and she didn't.
Yeah, this is, well, in the out of order telling, I do like how that is a very narrow-minded kind of patriarchal Christian way to view things. And multiple people in the movie notice, like, yeah, that poor woman, like, she's stuck in a house with his dad and husband who are demeaning, like, ridiculous, overbearing, like, male figures. And, like, she's looking for a way out, and she's just called, like, this fucking whore instead of a person with no rights and no way to escape. Like, you're not allowed to have a bank account yet in this country. And they were just like, you're calling her, like, a piece of shit. And I like that multiple characters pick up on that and say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, something's not what it seems in a Knives Out movie. But
no, I just mean from a woke perspective.
Sure,
it's easy to forget that, like, you know, women's rights, etc. in the past and how shit it was. But two, it's hard to not bring that up without sounding like preachy Mick, you know.
Right, like, as a feminist, I need to let you know.
No, but like I feel like it was actually like introduced well, and it was. You can almost feel the movie like the characters arguing with it, but there's no argument. I just thought it was a
well, and
nice little thing.
Then the fact that kind of is, if not directly mirrored, carried on in the character of Kerry Washington to a degree about like the punishment of daughters. By uncaring that you know really just wanted fathers that just wanted a son, really. Yeah,
and Kerry Washington's character, Vera, basically she's her dad rolls up with like an adopted child, and the dad's like, "Here, take care of it."
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to law school. It's like, yeah, you're going to be a mom first.
Yeah, like what a brutal thing. And it's revealed later that child, shitty Republican guy, Cy, is actually Josh Brolin's kid.
Yes. Yeah, that's big reveal that he strayed. And what I love is that...
By strayed, you know that motherfucker had been doing this constantly.
Oh, yeah. Well, because that I love that, like, the mom is like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He doesn't matter. Like, just someone of ill repute and whatever. Like, taking no responsibility for himself.
Wait, sorry. I need to stop you here. Wait. You're saying, like, the powerful character that was introduced in this movie had their parentage explained as it doesn't matter? Huh. What other movie I've seen that Brian Johnson was involved with that had that?
The Bible?
That's Rey's story in the second of the new Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, he's going to make that work.
Yeah.
I've muted The Last Jedi on my social media because I'm tired of having the same argument about it. I'm tired of seeing the same arguments about it. Just like it. If you like it, like it. It's fine. I don't care. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I stand by. You take away the Canto Bight scene. It is a fine movie. It's just not the second in a trilogy. It's a fine standalone movie. Unfortunately, that's not how movies work, and therefore it is garbage. I still say that The Last Skywalker is the worst movie.
Or Rise of Skywalker?
Jedi. Rise of Skywalker is worse. And I say this as someone who is my age that saw the prequels in the theater and knows the prequels are shit. Mm-hmm. Rise of Skywalker is worse than the prequels.
Absolutely. I will 100% back you on that.
Which is hard for me to say because, anyway.
But,
wasn't his fault.
Well, and J.J. Abrams, just whatever. They should have planned it. Anyway, again, not wanting to sort through all that stuff. But, I mean, that's revealed.
Just real quick, though, because you have it muted. It is Kathleen Kennedy's fault because,
Right. The harlot whore. Right.
The harlot whore.
Yeah. All this stuff is basically like you get all these doling out of what's wrong with the different characters, little reasons they might have had to be involved in the murder, whether it's Jeremy Renner's character, like his wife has left him and he's been a drunken mess. Kerry Washington having this resentment for having to raise this child she doesn't know is his, but knows it's not her own, and whatever. And everyone seems to have their own reasons. Well, this is true in most of these movies. Everyone seems to have their own reasons for wanting to do it. So it's hard to zone in on like, well, that's clearly that guy. I feel like there weren't a lot of like, oh, it's clearly this person. Oh no, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it didn't do that too much, which is nice.
I would say that of the cast, Wheelchair Lady,
Kaylee Spinney,
didn't need to be in this movie. She added nothing. I never thought it was her. I could see the argument of like in terms of the sort of a rumination on faith and the perversion of faith and what you can get people to do with beliefs like that. So that part of it I understand, but in terms of, again, I think that just rolls into a lot of these side characters kind of just being there and not same complaint I have with Andrew Scott. That it's like, well, that's what I'm saying is you could give her motivations to one of the other ones, like combine them and then kind of save that time and flesh out one more instead of like giving light fleshing to everybody. Mm-hmm. I'd say the same thing and mostly because I love him as an actor, but Thomas Hayden Church being in this is almost distracting because I love him.
I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, and I was like, it's that guy. And then,
yeah, right. He's like a warm play. He's like, what a nice thing to say. And he's barely in it.
Right.
I mean, he's got some lines, but for the most part, he's just kind of like a guy there, and it's distracting because it's like, well, that's Thomas Hayden Church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, it feels like I just watched Santa's Sleigh, the Goldberg movie, and there are some actors in that, and then you find out that like Brett Ratner produced it, and one of his assistants was like the director, and you're like, oh, that's why this person was in the movie, because they're like, oh yeah, Brett Ratner.
I was at Carrie's house, and we were trying to watch Christmas movies. And I was trying to tell them about Santa's Sleigh, but they didn't know who Bill Goldberg was because they're a little younger than us. And I'm like, I want to recommend this movie for like, the Santa's Sleigh of it all.
Right.
I'm like, does it work if you don't know who that is? And I'm like, I feel like it doesn't, so I guess I can't recommend it.
I would argue,
even though it's still a batshit movie.
Hazel does not know Bill Goldberg, and they still enjoyed it. So
Hazel doesn't know who Bill Goldberg is?
I don't think so. No, Hazel's not a big WCW head.
No. If you needed to put money on it, 1,000% betting that Hazel does not know WCW.
Yeah.
But it was so ubiquitous in the culture at the time that.
No, I mean, I can't speak. I've never sat down and had that hard conversation about Goldberg knowledge.
Well, I think you're going to need to.
Yeah. I think there's a revelation I've just had.
All right. So anyway,
we're trying so hard not to talk about this movie.
Judd joined the NWO, and sorry again. No, here's the thing about talking about this movie is one, it's being told out of order, and two, it's that thing that we run into a lot where the movie's good enough that we can't list the problems.
Right. Well, yeah.
And I don't think the movie's so good that we can like just like be effusive with praise. So it ends up being this like kind of middle thing where it's like, I like talking about it, but it's not like there's like this whole bunch of stuff that needs to be talked about. It's like, this movie's very the movie you would like. It's a Rian Johnson detective thing with Foghorn Leghorn and a bunch of people you recognize, and then a mystery happens, and at the end, it's solved in pretty close to the way you'd think it would be solved. I'm going to wipe my hands thusly, and then inexplicably Tom Waits comes on.
Yeah, I would say that if you're going to, if you have like, I have never seen a Knives Out movie, I don't know anything about, but I would say watch Knives Out first, simply because I think this is like, that makes this one so much better, or like, oh my God, look what he was able to do. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I think you need the run up to Benoit Blanc's accent. You need to go like, oh, yeah. Okay. So he kind of started with this and just, it's too far gone. He can't stop doing it now, even though the tone of the movie is different.
Watch Knives Out first, then this. And if you're like so enamored with it, maybe watch Glass Onion, but like, I remember I liked it more than you when we did the episode, but like, it is totally gone from my memory. It is, yeah, it's just, it had no staying power. While this one, I think there was a lot of, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch it again, but I certainly wouldn't say no if it was on.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. And the one thing, sorry, now that I'm thinking about the end of the movie, I mean, I guess we should talk about the plan was, what would you call a housekeeper, but for a church? The groundskeeper lady.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Glenn Close. Yeah, groundskeeper Glenn Close. Her plan was to kill the Monsignor with barbitol. What's it called?
I think it was like phenobarbital.
Yeah.
The stuff they put, the blue stuff they put Combs in at the barbershop.
Yeah. Which is dangerous as shit. I'm surprised they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one open cut in your head and all of a sudden you're dead as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably how Sweeney Todd got started. So she was going to secrete his body away and have her husband pose at him and have this like resurrected on the third day, because this whole thing happens on Good Friday in Catholic Church. That's the Friday before when Jesus died. He gets resurrected in 3 days. They're trying to do this whole thing, which sort of works, except in the hullabaloo after his resurrection, her own very husband gets killed, Thomas Hayden Church. And I guess that's the reason she confesses. This is the one kind of character point that's slightly, not dubious, but a little, like, she's willing to murder to kind of cover up the sins or the actions of the Monsignor, and kind of beatify him, give him like this sainthood. But then when it doesn't work, and her husband dies, she's like,
she grew up in the church. She was like around for his father, and has always just sort of been enthralled to the Wicks. Right, but I think, no, the plan was initially to do this fake this fake out and have Josh Brolin rise, but that it was, what's his butt? It was the doctor. It was Jeremy Renner that like pushed it too far, because he found out about the jewel, which is actually what the riches were and where the jewel was hidden, and he wanted that jewel, the $8 million jewel for himself. And so he kind of threw a wrench in that plan and really killed him. And then when
Wait. No, I think the plan was she knew he was going to die, I thought. I thought the plan was always her husband was going to fake his resurrection. Because she said she's tired of him. She realizes that he's like a piece of shit that's fucking around. Right.
No, she did plan his murder, but it was when you're right. When Judd came back that he killed the doctor kills her husband, framing Father Judd for the whole thing.
No, you're correct. But what I mean is she's willing, she's willing to overlook the decades of this guy being a piece of shit. This guy being the Monsignor, Josh Brolin. Her husband accidentally getting killed in this madcap scheme, to me, after 60 years in that church, doesn't seem like enough to have her completely throw the Monsignor under the bus. Like,
she was already done with him, because she knew he was going to try to steal the diamond.
No, I know. But what I mean is her plan was to kind of make this man a messiah. I mean, he's dead. She kills him as a way to fake his
it was more
resurrection. That plan could still work even if her husband dies. All she has to do is like take the makeup off, like the resurrection. There's still camera footage
right,
of,
which
in
that's
quotes, the
so far. That's
Monsignor
sort of
being
separate
resurrected.
from the. At that point, it's kind of separate from the Monsignor and more just about the church itself. I think like that the power of the resurrection and all that he, and then sort of washing his legacy that he was something more. He was something special and amazing, and not just a dissolved pile of goop. But I think by having her husband get killed and just like the guilt of all that's part of it, the guilt of all that, and her own sort of struggles with faith about what this all was, I think leads her to the end and the end that she takes. But
I guess it's not like it doesn't track. I just feel like you've been like indoctrinated in this like garbage heap of a church for 60 years. Low key killed a woman for it. Basically like enamored / love this Monsignor so much. I think your husband accidentally dying. I get like, so her husband dies. She sets it up that she goes to Jeremy Renner's house, kills him because, well, he tries to kill her with phenobarbital. She does the old
cup switch.
Yeah, but I was trying to remember the guy from A Princess Bride,
Visit
the Wallace Shawn character. There's like, the thing is, you never get into a battle
when death is on the line
with a Sicilian or whatever. So she does, so she does that and sets up this dissolving thing of that the body of the Monsignor had come back to life.
That is such a great image of just like the cinematography in this is so amazing. By the way, I love it.
Oh yeah, by the way, this movie looks good as shit. I'm glad you referenced that because I would be annoyed if we didn't bring it up. There's so many shots that are like, that every frame a picture shit.
No, it's beautiful. And I think for the kind of reverence that it's dealing with the subject, I think it's very fitting. But that shot of him, like you see when they find Wicks's body in the basement of Dr. Nat's house, and he's over the tub, and it looks like he's when his hands are like deep into this green goo, and when they drain the goo, that they find his arms have dissolved into just skeleton arms, and he's looks like he's choking Father Nat. I'm sorry, Dr. Nat. But I think it also speaks to like a theme that's run throughout these movies is that how little people's beliefs or what they claim to stand for stands up to money. Because I mean, that was the whole thing. That's the whole thing in Knives Out, where all these people that are just like, "Hey, I'm woke as hell." As soon as money's on the line, they stop caring. And to some extent, that was they were all pieces of shit in Glass Onion, especially when their money was threatened. And in this case, it's like well, she actually wanted to destroy the diamond. I think she didn't want to even have it around. But the fact that Wicks was like, I'm gonna take this corpse. I'm gonna retire from the church. We found out I got this kid. I'm done. I'm just going to take the money and get out of here. And I think that kind of betrayal probably got to her. And then on top of that, like,
that finally broke her.
Then her husband being killed. But she ends up poisoning herself. And there's a great moment where we kind of allude to it at the beginning where the stupid Republican guy is filming everything. He's got a YouTube channel, a hate-filled YouTube channel. And Benoit Blanc is like going to crack the case or, give his theory on it. And he goes, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't solve this case. I've been pwned." But really he does that to allow Glenn Close's character to make her confession herself. And it's not about what he like the appearance of him really doing this. It's about, again, that sense of justice. And I like that.
Well, there's a great sequence at the end here where Glenn Close wants to give last confession to Father Judd. And it's one of the few, I see what's happening here's that I had, which, not to say that like, I'm smart. I just mean like, I like when that happens, is Benoit holds her up and he's like, no, you got to keep talking. Cause he recognized a bit ago that she had taken the phenobarbital or whatever. So he holds her up and he's like, no, you got to keep like, let's stay on topic here. Cause you only have like, I just like that. He's like that. I like the almost, powerful ADHD of like, I'm paying attention to everything right now. I understand this is happening. I'm not going to be distracted. No, just put your hand in your back. You got to keep going. Like you got.
Yeah, because it's going to be meaningless coming from me.
Say all this
like
shit.
I know I figured it all out, but it needs to come from you. And and I thought that again with the themes and everything, I thought that was very fitting. And kind of I've made this joke a couple times about like people needing to get out of their own way, but I think Rian Johnson actually did that in this. Like I think he ignored his instincts for the better.
One of the things I do dislike, and it's patented
teeth.
Alexx tiny thing annoys him too. No. Similar, though. Earlier in the movie, Judd made a reference that he knows a bit of woodworking, so he could make a new cross. And then Josh Brolin's like, no, this is to remind us of the Uber whore. She broke our cross, yada, yada. He's seen in the woods, like, chopping down a tree or, like, planing a bit of wood. And then it cuts to inside the church, and there is a perfect cross on the wall with a very good wood carving of Jesus hung on it. That there's no fucking way. There is no fucking way that, I know a bit of woodworking and you pull that shit out. That is horseshit. Like, that's so stupid. And there's a hole in Jesus' chest. Yeah. That's where the diamond is. I mean, that doesn't matter. The thing that matters is so fucking
well, maybe
way
he's humble.
that
you know,
carves
he's like,
that is stupid.
I don't want to come in.
He was a boxer. His hands are probably
woodworking.
trash.
I've decided. I've allowed it. Yeah.
I
didn't
apparently.
Even think about it. But fair point. I did think that the Jesus was weird looking, but.
Because I was expecting them to cut up to like just a T. A lowercase t. But no, there's a
as soon as I saw that the cross wasn't there, it's
cross.
like, well, that's going to be there at the end of the movie. Just because it's the thing I always think about is Signs. How at the beginning of Signs, it's like looking through a broken window because that's where his faith is. And at the end, the window's been restored because his faith has been restored.
Oh, that's that movie about that guy that just
it's about the
like, cups
those
of water
tiles,
everywhere.
the Babylon tiles or whatever, the Toynbee tiles. That's it.
Toynbee tiles. Yeah. It was funny. I was just thinking about that because there's one outside my work, and I walked by it, and that day someone had thumbed up or whatever you call it on Blue Sky, like that you like your post of like me posting a Toynbee tile from 2-3 years ago or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's a weird coincidence. Maybe everybody is alive on Jupiter, and Toynbee does know.
I don't want to go there and get more stupid.
Yeah, probably not.
Is the problem?
Good one, Alex.
It's the only joke it makes me laugh every fucking time,
and I only remember it because you laughed.
It's so sad.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever know what that is, watch Jupiter Rising.
That one
theoretically has Mila Kunis. I would like to tell the audience that Wake Up Dead Man is one of the weird cases that I think Part 3 is better than the first two. 100% better than Part 2, but I think it's better than Part 1. I think this is one of those rare. It got better, and that doesn't show up that often.
In a Part 3, it's definitely rare. Yes, the best one.
Godfather 3, which I like better than the first.
And Big Mama's House 3.
Yeah, that baby's really good in it. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the clumps, very Medea Christmas. I don't fucking know. Okay. Let's talk about this. John, do you have anything to recommend to the audience?
To bring up the
audience.
Threes in movies, I'll shout out real quick that a friend of the show, AP Strange, was nice enough to have me on his show to talk about sequels and Part 3s and whatever. And that'll be coming out here, I think, pretty soon, sometime before the end of the month. So go check that out. Go support our friend AP Strange. As far as movies I've watched that I would recommend, I have absolutely fallen in love with a Chinese director named Bi Gan that, if I'm saying that at all correctly, or Bi Gan, he had a movie come out this year called Resurrection that I haven't seen yet, but he had two that are on Criterion Channel right now. Kylie Blues and I forgot the name of the other one. As Time Goes By, I think. 1 second. Long Jay's Journey into Night. He's very heavily influenced by Tarkovsky, which is a huge plus for me. And in both of these movies, there's like parts where there's 30-minute long unbroken take. That is in Kylie Blues. It's that in As Time Goes By, it's like an hour long. Amazing. But like not in this way that's like, speaking of Daniel Craig, that one James Bond movie where there's a very long take of him or whatever, where it's very just showy and like, is it like it weaves itself into the story, how it's told? Just, it's cinema. It's kino, as the kids say. Just, it makes me want to read poetry. Really, really just blew me away.
Is this at all related to the
I doubt it.
Eugene O'Neill play?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
called A Long Day's Journey.
I know that play
title,
exists, so I can't tell you. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know fuck all about it. I remembered it was a play, and then while you were talking, looked up who did it, because I'm like, I know it's a play.
Yeah,
or
but
it's a novel.
I haven't finished that one.
But
Kylie Blues, I really liked. I dug an awful lot. And I think that's really about it. I haven't. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So continued recommendation of Pluribus. It's one of the rare things, and I think it's challenging to screen watchers like myself. I need to like remember what it's like, that you almost have to treat it like you're reading a book. It is slow and it's purposeful, and I love it. And I love how much I have to fight to enjoy it, because it's like every instinct I want to fast forward. And I mean, like, I know that sounds like I'm shitting on it, but I mean, like, in a good way. It's like, this is my fault that I'm
totally with you. And I think that's part of why I fell in love with this guy in his movies, is because it did it. Like, I'm not fighting it. I'm just there. Cause I have, I have a tendency when it's just like, well, I don't really care. I'll throw something on to kind of drift away maybe a little bit, but I was just wrapped. And so, I totally understand that, how the internet has ruined our brains, and our little Skinner boxes.
Yeah. It's Ray Seahorn is a fucking genius actor, and I love her deeply. And the other female lead that shows up a lot, Zosha, she had this amazing few episodes of House, which is continually one of my favorite TV shows ever. Speaking of Sherlock Holmes, but as a doctor. But he had a mail order bride for a few episodes, and that's played by the same lady that plays Zosha, and she is charming as fuck in that show. It's just so good. But anyway, my main recommendation, and I don't think I've ever done this before, is because I've been on this video essay kick. I was recommended and watched all 1 hour and 21 minutes of this and I found out that they are from Portland. So it's at Dove Makes on YouTube. Dove, like the bird, makes, as in like makes a thing. And they did a video about the Hunger Games called Panem's Capital is Where. And she is a, I shouldn't say she, I don't know her pronouns. Their pronouns, who fucking cares? They're a like sociological geographer or something like that. It's geography, but with like another bent. And in breaking down where the capital in the Hunger Games is, kind of narrows down that it's probably Salt Lake City, and then finds all these kind of references that the capital is actually like post-Mormonism society, and goes into these very specific details that is really hard to argue against. That the author of the Hunger Games was making a reference that like the capital grew from like kind of America fell and a kind of theocratic democracy grew in its place based in Mormonism. And like the way they describe some of the places in the capital is like directly like laid on top of Salt Lake City and the Mormon areas in it, like the Mormon. And like there's so many things, like the way they describe the capital accent is actually like a Utah accent. Like there's so many of these little, I'm like, oh, that is so, it reminded me of a much more grounded 237 or whatever that was, where you find it and you're like, oh my God, that is what they're saying. It is about the destruction. But this is far more like, oh no, Suzanne Collins or whatever her name is, like,
this seems like an intelligent breakdown of it, rather than just like, look, I've looked at a poster wrong on the background and I'm convinced it's a Minotaur, and so I watched it because like, oh, I don't know where the capital is. It is something in the Hunger Games, which I'm vaguely a fan of, but I was curious about like where that sits in America. It's one of the like kind of questions just in the back of my head. I don't really care, but like, oh, I'll watch this for a few minutes, see what happens. And then I was just like wrapped with attention. That's cool. And then I realized they're from Portland. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Way to go, Dove Makes.
Subscribe and thumbs up. You're a Portland person, but yeah, if you're a Hunger Games person, really recommend it a lot. It's very smart, and the points made are, it's that thing where it's like kind of hard to argue, which is my favorite kind of thing. Like, smarter people probably can figure it out, but like I found some of the points like, oh yeah, this is really hard to refute. Like,
if you're into the Hunger Games, well, you should eat something, huh? Yeah, eat it because you're hungry.
No, I don't.
Have some food, idiot. Huh?
Oh, because you play games.
You're hungry for games.
Hungry?
Play some food. Why don't you?
Oh, I see.
I don't know anything about that series.
Yeah. John, I have a very important question for you.
Was that?
Have you ever wanted to watch, like, I don't know, like the third or fourth reboot of something? I'm not talking about Fantastic Four.
Oh, it's like, we just watched that. Or is this about Silent Night, Deadly Night? The new Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No.
Okay.
As much as I love David Harbour, is that him?
No, that's Violent Night. That's a different
Violent
Santa.
Night. I apologize. I know this fifth reboot that I'm talking about is the James Gunn helmed Superman.
Oh yes, the Superman.
Yes, and put your pitchforks down. It's not that Ubermensch. This is a nice guy.
Oh.
Yeah, so this one, and I think it's going to be important for you guys to know, very different from previous ones, because this one, the bad guy is Lex Luthor, and Superman is trying to figure out how he fits in a world of humans when he is, in fact, a superpowered alien. First time this has ever been approached in a movie.
Huh. Yeah, that's an interesting spin on it. I'm curious to see how that will play out.
Yeah, I mean, very facetious. I have watched it before, and I found it fun, and I look forward to you hating it. So we will watch the new Superman for our next episode. We'll see you then, and Happy New Year, possibly? Is that next episode's next year, right?
Yeah, it won't release till afterwards, so yeah, Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah, Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad, etc. All right,
yeah.
bye.
Bye.